Okay, so for this routine, the only thing we're really going to need is maybe something to hold on to with our hands to kind of keep our balance a little bit and to make sure we're in proper position. So I have a PVC pipe. You can use a broomstick. If you're at home, you can just grab a couch. If you're at the gym, you can just grab a bench, right? Whatever you might need. You might not even need it. So what we're going to work on today is two kind of primary things. We're going to focus on extension of the hip. A lot of people sit a lot, so they get tight hips, cause a lot of low back pain. Tight hips can also cause knee pain. So we're going to work on hip extension, unlocking that foundational function of the hip so that we can actually make sure we can actually have healthy hips, release the tension in the lower back, because you have a hip flexor called the iliopsoas that attaches to your femur and goes under and through your pelvis and attaches to your lumbar spine. So when we're sitting a lot, that gets shortened. And when it's short, it tugs on the lower back, right? That'll cause chronic low back pain. It'll cause a lot of back pain sometimes when you're deadlifting or when you're squatting. So we want to make sure we kind of release that. So we're going to work on hip extension. We're going to work on mobilizing that and then also creating more stability there. Then we're going to shift to some floor work and we're going to work on global hip function, kind of hitting all of the functions of the hip with one position, which is super beneficial. So this is a little quick routine. So we're going to get started. Grab this, grab whatever it is that you need to use in order to stabilize yourself. You're going to bring up the same leg that's holding on to something is going to be up, kind of taking this half kneeling position. Now what I don't want, because what you'll see a lot, is we're going to shift our weight forward. I don't want you to lead with the hip because as you can see, it kind of creates this rounding in the lower back. I don't want that. I want you to actually pull the ribs down, squeeze the abs, and what you're going to do is you're going to slowly shift your weight forward. So we're not going like this to get a stretch. We're keeping our ribs down and we're shifting our entire body forward, letting this knee drift behind our hips. Now you should feel a stretch right in this kind of area right here in the front of the hip. That's where you want to feel that stretch. From there, we're just going to hold that. We're going to keep that. We're going to just take 10 breaths. I want a 3-second inhale and a 3-second exhale. Feel that deep stretch right in that front of the hip. Now we're going into breath number 10. From there, we're going to contract the glute. We're going to stay here, contract the glute here. You can watch that and squeeze, squeeze. We're just going to do that 10 times. Every time you squeeze, you should feel even more tension build up in that front of the hip. Cool. From there, take that back knee and try to pull it forward. You should feel even more tension building up right here. We're just going to hold that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. And then switch sides. So again, while we're here, we're not extending at the lower back. I want you to roll that pelvis under. Like try to tilt that pelvis to read your belt buckle. Like as if you have a belt buckle here. Here it's pointed to the floor. I want to squeeze and roll it forward and up. From here, just switching sides. Get in position. Tug that pelvis under and lean forward. 10 breaths. Here's number 9. And number 10, exhale. From here, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the bum. Try to get a little bit more of a stretch with each contraction. There's number 4. There's number 5. There's number 6. There's number 7. 8. 9. 10. Now we're going to hold that glute, pull that knee forward. A lot of tension should be building up at the front of that hip. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So now we've opened up and we've stretched the extension muscles, and we've contracted the extension muscles, which are the glutes, while stretching the front of the hip flexors. So now we've opened up the hips, but that's not quite enough. It's not enough to just stretch. It's not enough to just create that, to do that mobility. We need to stabilize and strengthen that new position. So we need to immediately come onto our back, and we're gonna do single leg glute bridges for 10 reps. So from here, lift up, I point my toes up. That's a me thing. That makes me feel my butt more. If you feel your butt more with your feet flat, do flat. I'm just gonna do 10 reps each side. There's 10, switch sides. There's 10. Then we're gonna do a march. So now we're gonna really help stabilize that lower back and pelvis as we raise one foot at a time. We're gonna be up here. 2, 2, 3, 3. Okay, we did 12 altogether, 6 each side. That helps stabilize that core component of the lower back that stops it from rotating, like your pelvis from rotating like this. We're contracting the glutes to help stabilize the pelvis in that position. Now we're just gonna do a 10-second hold, a 30-second hold at the top of the glute bridge. So get up nice and high. Keep that bum squeezed the whole time. Do not let it relax. I don't want this, I want this. Keep it squeezed. All right. Now we've got the primary component of extension out of the way. We're gonna move on to the global hip function. So now we're gonna get in the 90-90 position. So it's really important that we actually do 90 degrees here. None of this, that's not 90. What I want is I need your thigh to be pointed straight ahead of you when you're nice and squared up. Your other leg is straight out to the side. It's not this. This is not 90-90. That is 90 degrees. We need 90 here, but also 90 here. That matters. Same with this. It's trying to get 90 here and then 90 here. That's not 90 degrees. That is 90 degrees. So we need this, keeping our chest nice and tall. What we're gonna do, and by the way, sometimes just this position is enough to start cramping this thigh or this hip. That's normal. Your body only ever cramps for 2 reasons, whether it's dehydrated or you're just in a position you're not used to. Oftentimes, like this is a very deep position that we just don't normally get in on our hips. So that's normal. If this is hard, if this is too hard for you, come down this way. Lean away from it, because now it's less of an extreme angle. And if this is what you need to do, this is what you got to do. Slowly over time, come up this way if you need, until you can be nice and tall. From here, you're gonna pretend you have a string attached to your sternum. You're gonna lead with your sternum forward. I don't wanna roll forward like this. Anyone can do that. No one cares. This is not what we're after. Keep that chest tall, slowly come over that front leg. If this is easy, you should feel a stretch here. What you're trying to do is you're trying to point your chest to the wall in front of you. And you're also trying to tilt your pelvis so that your butt is facing the wall above you, like as if I'm trying to point it to this wall back here. I'm not letting it roll under. I'm getting that extension, getting that nice tall chest. This is enough for me to get a stretch. We're just going to hold here, but this is enough for me to get a stretch in my glutes and my hip. And going here doesn't make it more stretchy. But what it does do is it prevents me from going further later on. So I want to keep this chest nice and tall, get that deep glute stretch. From here, I'm going to drive my knee into the floor. I'm driving my leg down, creating more tension in that glute muscle. Holding that, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to come up. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let go with my hands. I'm going to pull with this knee to rotate my chest over like this. 3, 2, 1, back here. Come on up and twist. Holding, when I'm coming down, I'm driving my knee down. 3, 2, 1, come back up, twist. 3, 2, 1. So what I'm doing is I'm getting my flexion and external rotation out of this front leg. Drive down, 3, 2, 1. And I'm getting extension and internal rotation out of this leg. Twist, 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna do that one more time. Come down, drive that knee down, 3, 2, 1. Lots of tension. Come on up if you can. Use your hands if you need. Twist, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now I'm going to take that side leg that's internally rotated. I'm going to bring it in front of us. Now I'm going to do what's called a global circumduction activation. So this is basically taking your hip through an enormous range of motion. So please listen so you can get the most out of this. From here, pull your toes to your face, lift up high. There's your hip flexion. I'm going to pull in this way. There's your abduction. Adduction coming out. Sweep it. Go slow. Keep that high. Lean over as much as you need so you do not touch the floor. From here, still hovering. I'm going to come back up here. Come down here. Lift up. Extend first. Then start sweeping in. Put it down. Now lift it up. Come over up here. Remember, the more you lean this way, so pull the foot in that way across the body. Good. Coming out this way. As you lean forward, use your elbow if you need to. Get this. And now I'm here. Lean over if I need. Grab here. This is starting to get tiring, so I'm going to come up. Extend the leg. Come forward. Put it down. Lift up high. Bring it across. And back this way. Here I come down. I'm starting to get tired now. Lift that up. Extend. Bring it in front. Up. Across. And we're going to lean over, keeping that foot up off the floor. Lean over. The more you lean over, the more easier it is. Up. Extend. Bring it forward. Now we're going to do that all again on the other side. So now my left leg is forward. My right leg is going internally rotated. From here, keeping that chest tall. Again, we're not folding forward. If you're just going to roll forward, just do something else because you're getting rid of the stretch. You're getting rid of how good this can be. Keep that chest tall over that, leading that chest over that knee. If you are pretty flexible, turn more in. So we're going over this front knee. But if you want going mid-shin, you're going to get more out of it. If you want to go try and lean over your foot, you're going to get an even deeper stretch. But for most people, we're just going to go right over that knee. Come down. Drive that knee into the floor. Down. 3, 2, 1. Come up tall. Pulling with this knee that way. I'm using my hip, my knee to pull me over. 3, 2, 1. Come here. Over that front knee. Drive the knee down. 3, 2, 1. Come up and twist. We're going to come down here. Drive down. 3, 2, 1. Come up and twist. There's number 3. Come down. Drive down. 3, 2, 1. Come on up. Twist. There's number 4. Last one. We're going to come down here. Drive the knee down. 3, 2, 1. Come on up. Twist. 3, 2, 1. Take that internally rotated hip. Bring that one forward. Again, we're going to do that all again where we're going to pull that up as high as we can. If you need to, again, when you lean forward, when you lean backwards, it gets easier. When I lean forward, it's harder. So use whatever is most appropriate for you, but it is supposed to be tough. It is supposed to be challenging. It is supposed to be uncomfortable. So from here, pull that knee up, come across, and back and around. Up, across, back, go slow. You're gonna wanna go fast because it's uncomfortable. But the slower you go, the more you're gonna get out of it. Up again, cross, and over. Again, the more you lean over to the side, the easier it'll be. So as you kind of start fatiguing, go ahead and lean more. That's what I'm doing. Across and out to the side. Try. Again, it's supposed to be difficult. So yes, going over makes it easier, and as you get fatigued, you want to do that more and more. That being said, you want to challenge yourself. You want to lean over as little as needed in order to get the job done. One more. Up.